Hello everyone and welcome to Sikkim Chronicle. Well, there are people in this world, who in fact have lots and lots of bucket wishes to fulfill. They may be crazy, they may be weird, they may be funny, they may be adventurous, but what matters is how much you are working to fulfill your bucket list. Unlike me sitting back at home thinking I'll be fulfilling my bucket list won't work. Well, in this edition, I'm gonna introduce you with two wonderful persons all the way from Poland, and I must tell you that they are fulfilling their bucket list. And with me is Andrzej, and with me is Aleksandra. Welcome. So let me tell a brief about them. Is that these people are in a road trip? Yes, in their own camper van, which they lovingly call home ambulance. Yes. Right? And now they target to travel 56 countries covering 150,000 kilometers in 4 years. This is crazy. Let me start with you, Andrzej. I mean, how did you start it? How did the idea conceptualized?
Well, we used to live in Singapore for 7 years. We traveled the whole of Asia from Singapore. It was so easy. And then we started thinking, how can we see the rest of the world? What would be the best mode of transportation to do it? And we traveled in a camper van before in Australia and New Zealand. So we said, if we could have everything with us every day in the back of a car, a little hotel room with the food and the shower and the toilet and the bed, and then the only challenge is to drive from one country to another, then that's probably the best way to do it. So we just settled on it. It took some months for us to, settle with the idea. The little seed was growing, and then eventually we bought the car and just went full on.
Yeah. So I can see you have a wonderful home on a moving wheels, right? Take us what are they in the home ambulance? 3 and go.
Welcome to our home ambulance. So we will introduce you to our small living area where we have kitchen and the sink. We are cook our meals if we don't eat outside.
We have the little fridge where all the beers go usually. We have a gas bottle.
We have a bed that is a bit smallish for Andrzej, but still will do. Our working / living room, where we can eat our food or when can we work on the material that we are working on right now. And
we have a home cinema. This is a home cinema screen. We put a projector on the other side on those two little bolts on the wall there, and that's how we watch movies. And then in here we have a toilet, shower, storage room where we keep our dirty clothes and water. And if you want to take a shower, you actually have to take everything out. This toilet is a composting toilet, so it can go out. Then we put the little floor up there, and then we can take a shower. There is an actual shower basin below. So we have a bathroom situation here. 2 solar panels on the top, 2 batteries, under Alex's seat to take care of the power that we need, and that's all you need. A little house on wheels. So we have 2 solar panels on the top. This is an inverter device that inverts the 12 volts into 220 volts. So we can connect our laptops and all the other devices. We have 2 car batteries, extra car batteries under Alex's seat in front. So that gives us a home power. And that's all you need really to live. Little house on wheels.
Our little home.
So how long you have been in India?
In India, this is the 2nd month for now, yeah. So we traveled from the whole India, from Amritsar to Kanyakumari, and now we are up north.
All right, that's great. So tell us, Andrea, when did you started your trip, and how many countries you have covered so far?
We started in June 14th of last year, which is almost a year now. And we covered 11 countries so far, about 45,000 kilometers. We covered big countries like Russia, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, smaller countries like Kyrgyzstan, Azerbaijan. And we entered India now from Iran and Pakistan. So far 11 countries, and we start going west again to Nepal and go west.
So how much kilometers you have covered in India so far?
In India, we covered 8,000 kilometers in 2 months, all the way from north to south to north again. So it was a long drive, but traveling through India, I think is very interesting. Every state that you cross, it's like entering to a new country. Different language, different people, different food, different weather, different road conditions, different customs. So it was quite fascinating, and being able to travel in a car gives you that option. If you just fly in and out, you don't have a chance to see how country is changing, Arriving here to Sikkim, you can also see it's totally different. So it is, traveling over land is quite fascinating.
So let me tell you, Andrea loves to tell the stories of different people or the countries through his video and photos, basically. And Aleksandra likes to share the stories by writing. She's a freelancer journalist and is a very good photographer and a videographer. Aleksandra, tell us, what kind of people you come across through, or do you face sometimes very difficult challenges, and what kind of support system you get from the people when you travel?
So during our travels, we have to cover the long distances. It's not always the most pleasant situation. But then when we are tired, when we fed up with the situation, always on our way, someone shows up that changes the whole perspective for us. So for example, in Kazakhstan, we had a huge issue with the car. The fuel froze, we've been in the middle of nowhere, and somehow the whole village came together to help us out. They were feeding us, they helped us with the mechanics to fix the car. It was amazing. So this bad situation turned out in a most beautiful memory that we have right now. The same for example, in Iran. We've been parking in most remote places, and we had people coming over just to say hello and greet us in their area. So you see, you have the image of the world from mass media that is really horrible, and you would be scared to leave your room or house. But when you go out there, you really experience that the world and the people in the world are really amazing.
Right.
So this is the biggest takeout from this journey so far.
So what I have been informed is they were here in Sikkim for only one day. Now they have decided to extend their trip almost for a week. So what made you do this, and what are you going to do in Sikkim? I heard you are going to North.
Yes, correct. I think those things don't happen by chance. So we came here for one day, we couldn't find a parking spot, we ended up in a petrol station, and then from there we have been taken care of. A gentleman at petrol station connected us to another gentleman here, Mr. Karma, and one word to another led us to see Sikkim as a totally different place than we could possibly imagine. We thought we were going to come to the mountains and relax a little bit in a nice temperature, but then the whole story of Sikkim Kingdom has opened up. So now, instead of one day, we have planned a motorcycle route to Dzongu and find the story of Lepcha people. We try to tell their story through our means. I can take videos, Alex can write an article. So we will spend 2 to 3 days, try to understand their heritage, their culture, the medicinal plant use, the animistic religion, the importance of the mountain, the reason why the dam should not be built. All of this is connected, and we will try to meet. We have actually organized already a meeting of many people for the next 2-3 days, and produce something interesting to our audience.
So how different you found Sikkim in comparison to other cities of India?
It's a different country, totally different country. People that we know more, I think. We've been to Nepal before, and we had the taste of that culture, the taste of hospitality and warmth and big hearts that people in Nepal have. And we have found exactly the same here. So immediately we felt like we are at home, and we have this whole family taking care of us for the last couple of days, opening up new doors for new adventures. So for me, it's the most favorite state of India.
Do you have any favorite food here?
Momos in any form, veggie, chicken, momos. Just you cannot beat it.
You have fallen in love with momos.
Oh yes, so much.
Right. So tell us, from here, which are the other countries you are planning to cover?
So next we go to Nepal, and we start going west again. We will need to reach Africa by early next year. So we will cross countries like Nepal, Pakistan, China, Kyrgyzstan. So we kind of go slightly the same route again. So the whole of next year will be Africa. The whole of year after that, year number 3, will be South America, and year number 4 will be North America until we reach Alaska, if all goes well.
So you'll be covering the entire trip in 2021, right? Yeah. So much of memories you guys are creating, like, together on road. I'm sure, like, there are so many people who would be like inspired, like, knowing your story. Aleksandra, your words of encouragement to all the viewers who are watching it right now.
It's easy to say, not that easy to do, but just do it. Once you set up your mind on something, just follow your dream. It may be scary at the beginning. It may be scary to change, to go out of your comfort zone, but it's so worth it. Just do it.
All right. So your word.
I'd say start also with little steps. Don't think I should go for 4 years adventure all around the world. Start with little things. Go for a weekend trip to the forest. Go for a motorcycle ride. Go for little short distances trips, because then that travel bag will bite you. And the more it bites you, the more power and the more energy, and you're more convinced to travel a long time, right? So do little steps here and there, and let the travel bug bite you.
Yeah, it was so refreshing interacting with you guys. Now I need to seriously work on my fulfilling my bucket list after meeting you guys. All the best for your future trip, and we wish you lots and lots of happiness. Thank you so much for interacting with us. So that was Andrzej and Aleksandra, who are in fact on wheels covering different countries. I'm sure you enjoyed this conversation, a brief conversation with them. If you do so, then please inbox your message in the comment box below. We'll come up with similar kind of inspiring stories of different people across the spectrum of our society. Until then, with the camera person Ashish, this is Nirmal reporting for Sikkim Chronicle.